I'm going to preview the Baylor at Cincinnati women's volleyball game, which will be played on November 27th at noon Central Time on the espnplus. There will be live stats as well. And Baylor's coming off of a dramatic win against Houston, 3-2, in order to be 20-7 overall and 12-4 in the Big 12. And there's still a shot potentially to finish third in a conference, but it does require Utah losing and Baylor winning out. At least Utah losing one time. But if nothing else, you could be fourth in the tie for third, which is aka fourth. And we'll see about Baylor in the rankings where they're at, but in all this, I'm pre-recording ahead of time just to get out of the way here. And I apologize if I'm looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. And Cincinnati, on the other hand, did lose to Utah at Utah 3-0, but they beat BYU at BYU the prior match. So you can't sleep on them. I mean, they're 14-13 overall, 5-11 in the Big 12. And what are some players to keep an eye on? I'll put the stats in the description below as well as the roster, so y'all could see it. And I do not know the injury status for Cincinnati and going to this game, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So number 2, Sydney Nolan is the first player that I'm going to keep. Y'all should keep an eye on. 6'4" outside hitter that is a sophomore. 272 kills on 784 attempts with 92 attacking errors, 12 assists, 14 service aces, 23 service errors, 17 receiving errors, 181 digs, 49 blocks, 3 of those solo, and 4 blocking errors. Then there's Caitlin Leffler, number 3. A 6-foot setter that is a senior. 35 kills on 75 attempts with 8 attacking errors. 848 assists, which is most on the team. 12 assists, 25 service errors. 227 digs, 44 blocks, 3 of those solo, and 3 blocking errors. There's Carly Glendinning, number 4. Glendinning. 6'2" outside hitter that is a junior. 315 kills, which is most on the team, with 867 attempts with 118 attacking errors, which is the most on the team on that. On those categories, 11 assists, 20 service aces, 28 service errors, 32 receiving errors, 120 digs, 49 blocks, 8 of those solo, and 1 blocking error. I'm going to go skip down to Lygia Williams, number 8. A 5'11" middle blocker as a redshirt sophomore. 48 kills on 124 attempts with 19 attacking errors, 4 assists, 1 receiving errors, 14 digs, 56 blocks, 8 of those solo, 8 blocking errors. There's Lily Gillespie, number 11. 5'7" libero / defensive specialist that is a freshman. No kills on 6 attempts with 2 attacking errors, 11 assists, 11 service aces, 11 service errors, 20 receiving errors, 112 digs, and that's it. Then I skip down to Faith Frame, number 15. 5'7" libero / defensive specialist as a freshman. 2 kills on 7 attempts, 96 assists, 13 service aces, 21 service errors, 26 receiving errors, 395 digs, which is most on the team, and that's it. Then I'm going to just go ahead and mention Gretchen Sigmund, number 20. A 5'11" right side hitter, aka opposite, that's a freshman. 29 kills on 100 attempts with 21 attacking errors, 4 assists, 9 service aces, 5 service errors, 4 receiving errors, 63 digs, 8 blocks, none of the solo, and 1 blocking error. I'm going to go ahead and mention Fallon Stewart, number 21. 6'3" outside hitter as a freshman. 184 kills on 549 attempts with 103 attacking errors. 7 assists, 6 errors, 11 errors, 15 receiving errors, 67 digs, 22 blocks, 2 of those solo, 2 blocking errors, 2 ball handling errors. Of course, there's Abby Walker, number 24. A 6'1" middle blocker slash opposite, aka right-handed hitter, right-sided hitter. That's a senior. $187 kills on 429 attempts with 41 attacking errors, 9 assists, 16 service aces, 17 service errors, 45 digs, 104 blocks, which is most on the team, 14 of those being solo, and 6 blocking errors. Then there's Julie Whitkind, number 30. 5'8" defensive specialist slash libero as a senior. 1 kill on 5 attempts with 2 attacking errors. 18 assists, 19 service aces, 21 service errors, 15 receiving errors, 154 digs, and that's it. I'm going to just go ahead and mention Molly Harrison, just in case. No, she does play number 33, 5'9" libero slash defensive specialist as a senior. No kills on no attempts, 1 assist, 6 service aces, 10 service errors, 10 digs, and that's it. And last player I'm going to really mention is Zeta Washington, number 99. A 6'2" middle blocker as a sophomore. 83 kills on 191 attempts with 27 attacking errors, 5 assists, 10 digs, 40 blocks, 5 of those being solo, 2 blocking errors. So obviously, what you did right last match, you got to bring you to this match, and what you did wrong last match, you got correct for this one. And you cannot overlook this Cincinnati team. This Cincinnati team beat BYU at BYU, and that's not an easy place to play. I'm just going to say that right now. And the thing is, Cincinnati, only way they're going to even make NCAAs, which I don't think it's very likely, is to win every game. From here on out, I really don't think they're going to make it. But still, they got to play a desperate team that want to fight, like, for their, try to send those seniors off in the best way possible. I know this is might not necessarily be the senior day, because they do have one more match at home after this one, but you get the whole picture here about this. They're going to play with nothing to lose going to this. The pressure's on you. You got to make adjustments on the fly. Not just from set to set, but from during those sets as well, point to point. If you're down in a set, try to rally back. Of course, have scoring runs and protect leads and extend them. And win first sets, because Baylor is undefeated when they do win the first set. So that is a key thing for them. Obviously, you want to limit your errors across the board, especially those attacking errors and blocking errors and receiving errors. Service errors, you don't want to get a ton of them, but still, you gotta serve tough, get them out of system, and in all this. And obviously, they want to try to do the same thing to you, so you want to try to be in system as much as possible, and win those long rallies, because it does make a difference sometimes in matches and even in sets. When it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. When you think about it. You got to come out with energy. You can't be intimidated by the crowd. You got to try to take them out of the game as much as possible. Give them nothing for them to cheer about. And I get it's the day before Thanksgiving, but let's not give them any confidence in this match as much as possible. I mean, obviously, you need to out-dig them, out-kill them, out-assist them, and get more service aces than them. And you got to be good judgment on the ball and communicate, say, who got ball. You know, and win those jousting situations. And you got to have your blocking step up, especially when they're trying to get some attacks on you. And if you could tell where they're going to go, try to stop it and try to dig every ball out. And force over passes and and free balls to you. And if obviously they do that, you got to take advantage of them. I mean, especially if it's a free ball and the ball went over, and try to put it away and get it in for a point. You don't want to have like net violations, but if they do net violations, obviously you do not want to do foot faults. But if the opponent does that and rotation errors, it's on them. Of course, you don't want to have rotation errors either. And if they do attacking errors, it's on them. I mean, just telling the truth. And the same thing goes for service errors. You got to try to take advantage of the free points sometimes. I get it. And all this, and shut down the best players as much as possible. Of course, you got to have variety on offense. That way you can't be so predictable. I mean, it's hard for a team to defend when it's like, oh, they're going to go over here, when actually they go somewhere else. You know, from either from the back row or one side or the other side, or even like straight give it to your middles. So, and you got to be desperate too in this match, because look, there is still a shot to be a top 16 seed, believe it or not. Because you know, if you're a top 16 seed, you get to host first 2 rounds. By winning out, I think you might give yourselves a good shot, and depending on some other results, that could really help your cause to be a top 16 seed. So, I don't need to overemphasize this, but this is a must win when I see one. You got to avoid bad losses, and this would be one of them. And you got to continue to try to get your RPI good. I know this might not be a good RPI team necessarily, but you got to take care of teams that you should beat. I mean, and I think part of the last match too, on the 3 sets of 2, by the way, they played some players that normally they don't. Maybe they're going to do something different about this match and not do that. And you got to come out swinging and fired up, and let's go to work, and don't be intimidated by those players, and show them who's boss. And do not let them have any chances. And if you have a 1-0 lead, try to make 2 sets to none. But if nothing else, get up to 2 sets to 1, and then put them away in 4. And hopefully you don't have to go to a 5th, just like that last match when it was so crazy. And there might be questionable calls, there might be, but you got to move on to the next point and make plays to win. That's what Baylor did. And yeah, I know there were a few questionable calls in that 4th set that went against Baylor, but I just think they ultimately let that beat them at the very end of the day in that 4th set, and they stole that set from us against Houston. So let's not try to be in that situation again. You gotta play cleaner than that last match. And this coming up, let's try to use this match as like a really good practice, like in terms of, oh, we gotta show up. This is a Sweet 16 game, like around a 32 game on the line here. We gotta play our best to go to the Sweet 16, or if it's a Sweet 16 game, try to get to the Elite 8. I'm just saying, like, treat it like an NCAA tournament game. Don't underestimate this opponent coming up, because literally they beat BYU at BYU, and I'm sure Ryan McGuire and staff know that, and the players know what they did. They should not allow them to get close, or not close, but don't give them any confidence whatsoever. And of course, you do have timeouts, I know. Try to make the other team force timeouts. I mean, that's just telling the truth. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road. 7 scores, score's ultimate goal. It's 1,000 wins. So many money out there. Scores like a video. Comment video really helps YouTube algorithm. So more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button, ring the notification bell as well. And I do know they only have like a quick turnaround right after this one. They go to West Virginia and Morgantown, but West Virginia is not that great a team. And I'm going to try to do that as soon as possible on Thanksgiving Day and just release it, get it out there, and see how long it takes to upload and all that. And hopefully it's not like a super long one. I'm going to try to make it within 13 minutes of just straight talking about that. So that's all I got to say about this game. And be ready. And be ready for a war. This team beat BYU. You can't treat them lightly.